thing that I'd like to do is to express a special welcome to some of our honored guests. And I want to begin with those women who are participants in our YWCA workforce education programs. Skills for Successful Employment, Mi Vida, Mi Querida. These women are here taking a break from their classes in order to be a part of this project. And I want to thank them for their courage and their determination to do whatever it takes to get themselves and their families out of poverty. I also want to thank those of you who are here representing our distribution partner agencies. It has been a kind of an amazing thing to reach out to our partners in the nonprofit world in this community and have them respond with such a spirit of collaboration. If we're really going to create change in Southern Arizona, we need to be working together, and you guys exemplify that. Thank you for your work. You can clap for yourself. Second, I want to thank Martha Durkin, who is the Assistant City Manager at the City of Tucson. She had to leave, but she brought donations today and took time out of her day to do that. She is a real gift to our city. And I want to thank elected officials who are here today. And if I miss you, I apologize. Just raise your hand and flag me down. I'm not sure I got everybody. But I want to welcome Brianda Torres, who's representing Councilmember Karen Ulick from the City of Tucson. Patricia Wiedhoff is a member of our board here at the YWCA, but also representing Pima County Attorney Barbara Lawal. I have to give a huge shout out to two men in the room, Pima County Supervisor Ramon Valadez and Richard Elias. Thank you. And I also want to thank Nancy Heiser, who is here representing Congresswoman Martha McSally, and Cassandra Becerra, who's representing Congressman Raul Grijalva. Did I miss anybody? All right. Thank you guys for being here. I want to thank the board of the YWCA. Our president, Tanisha Price-Johnson, is here, and members of the staff here at the YWCA, as well as members of the media. Okay, let's get started here with the program. First of all, a little survey. Please raise your hand if you have ever had a period. All right. Now, no surprise, guys. Now, if you would please raise your hand if you have ever been surprised by having a period and were unprepared. And finally, raise your hand if you're even just a little bit embarrassed that I keep saying the word period. You know, periods are not something that we talk about very much, especially if we're over the age of like 20. I mean, until you get to like 50 when you start talking about how glad you are you don't have them anymore. But the fact that we are a little bit uncomfortable talking about periods is part of the problem that we hope Project Period will fix. You see, the fact that we don't talk about our periods very much is a problem. Because we don't talk about our periods, nobody else wants to talk about them either. And that's why on TV you see all those feminine hygiene commercials where all these beautiful young women are swimming and they're golfing and they're dancing and they make it look like having a period is fun. Well, having a period is not fun. And that's especially true for our sisters in need. In the state of Arizona, there are 500,000 women, 500,000 women who live in poverty, and countless more who are working 2 or 3 jobs, trying to put something together and dangling on the edge of poverty. And every single month, they have to try to figure out how to squeeze enough out of that minimum wage paycheck to buy these very expensive, fun supplies. There are estimates that over the course of an average woman's lifetime, she'll spend $20,000 on these products. We are launching Project Period today because we believe that no one should ever have to miss work or school, or experience health problems, or lose their dignity because they can't afford to buy these very expensive products. And here's the truth. You and I are the only ones right now that can do something about this. I want to share a couple facts with you very quickly. First of all, SNAP benefits, what used to be called food stamps, won't buy these products. You can't use SNAP benefits to buy these products. In fact, there is no subsidy at any level of government that will help women buy these products. 2, health insurance doesn't cover these products. You can use health insurance to buy Viagra and all kinds of other things, but these products that women need every single month to ensure good hygiene and health, your health insurance won't pay for these. 3rd, in almost every city and state in this country, these products are subject to sales tax. Now, I was up late last night and I read the sales code for the state of Arizona. I read the sales tax code for the city of Tucson. That's why I have these big dark circles under my eyes. And we make exemptions for all kinds of things. We exempt food, for example, because it's a necessity. So, in other words, you can go and buy Doritos without paying sales tax, but you'll pay sales tax on these products that you need every single month. We exempt services from sales tax in the state of Arizona and in Tucson. So I can go get my dog groomed and not pay sales tax. I can go get golf lessons and not pay sales tax, but the things that women need, you'll pay extra when you buy them. We make exemptions for sales tax on things that drive economic development in Tucson and in Arizona. And I think that's great. We ought to. So if you go buy feed for your livestock, or you buy certain kinds of materials for your construction business, you won't pay sales tax on those things, and that makes sense. But any woman who has ever had a job will tell you that you don't go to work during that time of the month if you don't have a pad. This is not just a health issue. This is not just a human dignity issue. In this city, this is an economic issue. This is about lost productivity. It's about lost opportunity. It's about lost revenue. There is nobody right now except you and I who are going to make sure that our sisters in need have what they need to live dignified, healthy, economically self-sufficient lives. Here at the YWCA, we like to say we mean business. And that's because for 98 years, we've been a critical part of the economic infrastructure of this community. I don't know if you know this, but in another generation, the YWCA provided housing in Tucson for women who were here looking for jobs or here to go to the University of Arizona before there were girl dorms. We were the first organization in Tucson to provide daycare for working women. For more than 10 years, our YWCA program have helped equip women with the tools and skills that they needed to get jobs. This year, we brought the Women's Business Center under the YWCA to help women start and grow their own small businesses. Project Period is about doing business in Southern Arizona. The beautiful thing about this time of year is the giving spirit. So we have food drives and clothing drives and toy drives, and that's great. But next month, when all the trees and candles have been put away, 500,000 women, our sisters in need, this state, are going to have periods. So let's help a sister out. Let's help a sister out and make sure no one ever goes without. I want to introduce you to some women who believe that they will benefit and or love people who will benefit from this project. Would you welcome representatives from Mi Vida and Mi Querida? Come on up. Right here, right here. Would you stand here? Yeah, right here. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Gloria Renteria. My English is too much fluid, pero I try. Okay. So I have a story for. So the problem is for the aspect is too much expensive, you know. So for example, right now I see in front of my house she have one woman and 3 babies. The big one is she had 13 years old. And the problem is no have money for the bank, the max pay. So, oh my God, right now I see gold, the clothes for using for the period. So it's terrible, huh? In the United States, I see the problem. So it's, I don't know. So what you think is bad, you know? So it's necessary a vote for the support for the price, you know. So thank you. My partner is he's had the same story. Thank you.
My name is Maribel Gonzalez, and I have my own story about using the emergency patch too. And time ago when I had my period, time ago, and I had a problem when I go to the store, and I went buy to my product, and went to back my house without because it wasn't too expensive, and I hadn't money to buy it. That's my story. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Blanca Santos, and I have 2 daughters. One is 20 years old. The youngest is 17. So they started their period very early, like at 9, then at 11. And I was in such a worry because we were 3 women in a house. So we have a lot of things to go through. It is not just this, but this is very important because as women, we need to go out and do a lot of things. One of my daughters, the youngest, she's a swimmer. So when she has to go on her period to swim or meet or somewhere else, she needs the tampons. And it's very difficult sometimes for them because if they forgot to be ready for that day, and on schools they don't have, on many schools they don't have the supplies that they need. So it's very I'm very worried about this. It's not just for my kids, it's also for everybody, all the women in this community. It's very important for us to support this cause. I remember my mother that when I was young, like 7, 6 years old, I remember her. We lived in a poor area in Mexico, and she used to have like pieces of cloth that she used to use instead of pads. Before, I think it was different, but now there's also people here using just pieces of clothes. That's not usually or probably very hygienic because they have to wash them and reuse them. Or what else they can do? it's very difficult for people to do all this support, and I'm asking you to do what you can to support this cause, because it's not just for us, not just for these ladies. There's a lot of people that needs your support. So thank you for being here, and thank you for everything.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Patricia Garcia. I want to tell my story. I come from a family of low income. I want to support this program because there are a lot of women who cannot buy this product. The price is too high, and I had to wait to buy them. Sometimes I cannot wait because I need it. I look for coupons by the most of them time I cannot find them. I hope we can all support this program. $1 make a difference. Thank you.
I'd like to introduce you to some of the representatives from our distribution partner agencies. First of all, from Our Family Services.
I'm the CEO at Our Family Services. We've been providing services to people in need in this community since the 1950s. We serve nearly 6,000 people every year, and half of those are women. There is no way that I can say any more eloquently than what Kelly and what the women who just spoke said about the need. The women that we serve are represented by the women you just heard. People are having to choose between food, rent, utilities, and basic health needs every single month. So we are extremely grateful to be a partner with the YWCA in this project, and really look forward to being able to help so many women in need in our community. So thank you for including us in this project, and thank you to the YW for spearheading something that is something we haven't talked about out loud in many ways, and I'm very grateful for that.
From Emerge Center for Domestic Abuse. Lori?
Hi, good morning. My name is Lori Aldepoa. I'm the Director of Organizational Development over at Emerge Center Against Domestic Abuse. And I'm just going to take a little spin on our initiative here. I want to describe for you what it is like for a woman seeking safety to come into our shelter at Emerge. And the majority of the women who arrive at our shelter are fleeing a dangerous situation at home. Most of them have limited time to gather any belongings, especially if they have their children in tow. Their main concern is safety at that point. They arrive at our doorstep with just the clothes on their backs and a small garbage bag or grocery bag with their small belongings of items. In their haste, they didn't think about packing for toiletry items or hygiene products, tampons. They weren't even thinking about their period. Their concern is safety for themselves and for their children. That is why this initiative is so important, the Project Period initiative that we partnered up with partner agencies and the YWCA, so that the women in our shelter can have access to these feminine hygiene products and worry about healing themselves from their trauma and their abuse, and not have to worry about their basic needs while they're with us at the shelter at Emerge. So we thank the YWCA for their partnership and Project Period, and thank you all for coming today.
And from Goodwill Industries. Beth?
I also have Julie with me. I'm Beth Hannon-Penny, the Workforce Development Director at Goodwill. We serve more than 10,000 individuals annually. Half of them are women. And we also have 5 unique youth programs. So we work and interact every day with young women who are looking for some sense of security as they take major risks. Meeting a mentor, getting back into high school, exiting the juvenile justice system, and finally maybe thinking about a career. And we see a lot of embarrassment asking our female staff, excuse me, I'm having this issue today. They're already nervous about other things, so they don't need to be nervous about talking about their period, and they don't need to be nervous about asking for these supplies. And as a staff, as females, we've just been buying them. So we are absolutely thrilled about this initiative. It's extremely needed in this community. It's something that we do want and need to talk about. And it's wonderful that our young women won't have to be embarrassed about the challenges that they're facing. There's so many other fears that they're overcoming, and this is one way that we can really help them. We had an experience even this week that Julie's going to talk about.
Yes, hi everyone. I'm Julie. I run the Youth Employment Program within Goodwill, and we literally just had a situation on Monday where we had a young lady come in who's doing work experience and also tutoring through our program, and she was very embarrassed to come up and talk to me. She said, Julie, I have a question. I don't even know if you can help me, but I literally just walked into the door and I started my period. I have no money to buy tampons. I have nothing. Everything's going to her baby. She's like, I need to spend my money on my child, buy formula, diapers, clothes. She said, all my money's going towards that. I need help. And I said, wait a second, there's Project Period. So we picked up the phone and we called right away. And the wonderful staff here at YWCA said, absolutely, come and pick one up right now. We have one ready for her. And sure enough, we hung up the phone, loaded the car with everybody. We came over here and the box was waiting for us and said, here you go, Julie. And that's the point of this program, and we're so grateful for it because it is helping our young youth that we're facing and seeing every day with this challenge that they are embarrassed to bring up, and it shouldn't be embarrassing for them, and it's not something they should be worrying about. So we are very grateful for the YWCA for the project. So thank you.
So my biggest concern right now is that because of the amazing work that all of these organizations are doing and the thousands and thousands of people that they're serving, my biggest concern is that we don't have enough. And so we need your help getting the word out. I mean, this is amazing. This all just came in within the last 2 days, and some of you brought things today. But this is an ongoing problem. It's a huge problem. We intend to put a storage pod out back on our property here, and we need to fill it up, and we need to fill and refill it. So please help us get the word out about Project Period. Let's help a sister out. Thanks for coming this morning, everybody.